Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Now, this is a quote by Robert Collier, but it fits best for the UPSC preparation. Now, all those small steps which you have taken in the past will contribute to your success. But the problem is, at this point of time, when you have filled the UPSC's form or you are about to fill the form, there are various doubts, various confusion, various dilemma which will be encountering you. Like, should I write this attempt or not? Should I prepare for this or not? Can I do it or not? All these kind of confusion might be there in the minds of aspirants. For that, we are here. My name is Dalit Soni and you are watching Drishti IAS. In this video, we will be talking about the 100 days strategy for the UPSC Prelims 2025. So let's start without any delay. So you know that notification of UPSC has came out, and after that various students has filled the form, but there are certain doubts with respect to the application process. There are certain intricacies which were there, and then UPSC has extended the last date for the application. Okay, and after that, those who has filled the form or those who are about to fill the form, they are having various kind of confusion that how should we start, where should we start. Now only 100 days are left. What should I do? What should I not do? What are do's and what are don'ts? All these things are there in your mind. So let's start with the discussion on that. Okay, so first in this video we will be talking about you can say certain aspects of the preparation over here in the last 100 days, and here you can see we'll be seeing that these 100 days are left and how we are supposed to utilize it. Okay, first you will be talking about the challenges or the dilemmas which we'll be facing in the upcoming days. So here when we talk about the challenges over here, there will be self-doubt, there will be you can say instances where you will be feeling that whether I should do it or not. Okay, can I do it or not? Okay, so we'll be talking about the challenges, and then we'll be moving to the next part, that what should we do now. Okay, once I tell you that how to overcome these challenges, then we'll be seeing that what we should do in the next 100 days, and then we'll be moving to the next one, that what kind of approach we'll be following. We'll be following a piecemeal approach. As I told you, small steps every day, that is what will count. Okay, so we'll go for the piecemeal approach over here. Then focus on the core areas. When we talk about the UPSC preparation, there are various areas which are high yielding areas, or you can say there are some fruits which are low hanging. Okay, so we have to focus on that. Coming to the next one, we will be talking about the daily schedule. Now we have seen the approach, we have seen that where we are supposed to focus, then what should our day should look like. So we will be talking about that. Then attempting and analyzing the test, that will be the part over here where we will be focusing that how do you attempt the test and how will you analyze the test. Okay, and in the end there will be last 5 days which will be the most important. I'll be talking about that, and here I will also tell you that how we will be helping you. Okay, so that is about outline of the video. Now let's start with the discussion over here. First thing is, what are the challenges? Everyone who has filled the form, first, it was an overwhelming experience for the one who has filled the form for the first time. You will be seeing that various documents has been asked. Okay, new intricacies has been added in the forms. There is OTR. All these things are there. Okay, so first that process will be overwhelming, and those people who are seeing UPSC as a you can say dream. Okay, for that these particular process is kind of overwhelming, but it is for everyone. Okay, whoever is filling the form, they will be feeling like now you can say you have filled the form and now only few days are left. Okay, that kind of pressure will start to build on you. Okay, so that is there. So after that, what will come next is that the self-doubt. Can I do it? Only 100 days are left. Should I do it, or should I go for the next attempt? All these kind of thoughts will be there in your mind. You have to make sure that you feel calm, you think about it, and then you let these thoughts be. Okay, you suppress them and then you move forward. Now what is the vicious cycle? Now what will happen is that you will start with the self-doubt. First this will come. Okay, then you will go for a you can say yes I can do it, and then you will go for a impractical plan. 100 days are there. I will go and read everything. I'll start with the NCERT. I will do that. I'll do this. I'll go for the new study material. There is market which is filled with the material. You will go outside. You will be bringing all these things, and then you will be feeling that how will I go through all of that. Okay, so that is you will after the self-doubt you will go for the you can say impractical choices or impractical plan. You will make an impractical plan and that plan will not work, and then again there will be a self-doubt. Okay, now that is the vicious cycle you will be in. Ultimately what will happen is that your motivation will come down. Now if you go for this impractical plans, the motivation will come down. That is the vicious cycle which we have to avoid. Now after doing that, then now what is the thing which you should focus on in the next upcoming day? That is planning. Now planning is a challenge, because how should we plan? 100 days are left. What should we do? What should we avoid? All these things, all these factors, all these questions will be there in your mind. So ultimately this will be another challenge in your preparation. Now what is the solution? Solution is simple, that we have to go forward with these months. We know that what kind of time we have. Okay, so right now if we talk about, so we have February, nearly 15-16 days of February are there. March, 31 days are there. When we talk about April, that is 30 days. And then when we talk about May, that is 24 days of May we can count. Your 25th day is basically your exam. Okay, so the way forward is that these are somewhere around your 101 or 102 days or something like that. Okay, so we have nearly more than 100 days as of now. Okay, so I'm assuming that you will be watching this video today or tomorrow. By that time you will be ready for that, and you will be having 100 days with you to prepare for your examination. Okay, now if you are like seeing the video after like 2-3 days, then it's okay. 100 to you can go for the 95 days. You can just have to manage your things. Okay, anyways, now what we have to do, what is the planning? We have to go for the reading and the revision. As I told you, small step but repeated again and again. So that would be our focus. We have to go for the multiple revisions. Okay, now reading and the revision, for that where should we focus? Now we cannot go for everything, and when we talk about the syllabus, that is a vast syllabus. We cannot focus on everything now. Now that is why what we have to do is that we have to identify the high yielding areas, because once you have already studied everything, when we talk about the last 1 year, you have prepared yourself for this particular thing. Now you have to focus on this. Okay, everything is there in your mind. You have to focus on this. And for those people who are new, again you have to focus on the high yielding areas, because since you don't have much time, that is why you have to focus on the high yielding areas. Now how will you identify these high yielding areas? We will be helping you with that. Okay, so that is one thing. Coming to the second one, the current affairs. Obviously you know that current affairs is very much important part for your UPSC preparation. So here you have to focus on the current affairs as well. Coming to the next part, that is the reading and revision. Then how will you judge yourself? How will you test yourself? Okay, so that is basically your practice test. Okay, so here what you have to do is that you have to go for the weekly test, and then you have to go for the PYQ practices. Okay, PYQ practice is very important, because from here only you will get to know that what are the high yielding areas. Okay, so that is about the way forward. Now we will be talking about that in detail. Okay, now when we talk about all these things, it seems easy. Okay, but the thing is, we have to put a lot of effort. Now for the next few months, you have to put 8 to 10 hours every day without any doubt. And if you can add some 1 or 2 hour extra, that is bonus for you. So that is something that this kind of study will be required in the next few days. Okay, so that is there for next few months. You have to do that. Okay, there are 3 D's which you have to follow. That is the right direction, discipline, and dedication. These are the things which will bring you close to the success. Okay, so that is something which we have discussed, that should be our way forward. Now we will be moving to the next part, that is how should our approach be. As I told you, we will be going for a piecemeal approach. Okay, we will be dividing our preparation in certain parts over here. So here we will be starting with the phase 1 of the preparation, that will be having 50 days. Okay, now in these 50 days you have to go for the reading. Okay, when we talk about the syllabus over here, you have to go for the reading of the core areas over here. We will be discussing the core areas. So in the first phase you will be going for the reading and some amount of revision. Let's say you have read something, or let's say some topic of polity today, the whole day you have done that, and in the evening you can go through that. Okay, just you can just go through the pages, you can just turn the pages and see what you have read. You will try to recall that. Okay, so that is basically you have to do in the first phase. Coming to the second phase, that will be a 30 days of phase, wherein we will be going for the extensive revision. Whatever we have read over here, we will be going for the revision for the first cycle. Okay, so first cycle of the revision will be there. Now I will consider that as also a revision only, because when we talk about this particular portion over here, you must have gone through specific of the syllabus. Now you will be going for the reading again, so that is also a first round of revision only, but here you will be revising this particular phase again. Okay, so that is the cycle of revision. Coming to the third phase, that is the 15 days. Now this will be the second iteration of the revision, whatever you have read over here. Now in this phase we will be going for other aspects as well. When we talk about the 50 days, here you will be talking about the sectional test as well. Sectional test, which we will be seeing in the last when we will be talking about the test. Here you will be going for the sectional test, here you will be going for the full length test. in the second phase and the third phase you will be going for the full length test. So that is the idea. First you will be going for the reading, then you will be going for the 30 days revision cycle, then there will be a 15 days revision cycle. Here you can see we have 50 days, then 30 days, then 15 days, that is totally your 95 days are there. Now what we will be doing in the next 5 days? So that I will be telling you in the end of the video, because that is the most important thing which our aspirant should do when we are talking about the prelims examination. Okay, so that is why you have to watch the video till the end, because we will be talking about this particular aspect as well. Now coming to the 50 days revision, as I told you that the first phase will be of 50 days, and herein we will be focusing on the reading. And now reading of what? There are two aspects which we have seen in the first slide. That is, first your high yielding areas, okay, second is your current affairs. Okay, now high yielding areas, or the subjects which are very much important, or the core subjects, which are your polity, second is economy, third is history, fourth is geography. Now the sequence of the subject would be dependent on you, which you are most comfortable with, or the identify your strong areas or the weak areas. Depending on that you have to focus like that. Okay, so these are your core areas where you have to focus. Now when we talk about polity, let's say we are talking about the polity, how will you decide that what kind of high yielding areas are there in the polity? For that you have to see the PYQs, you have to see the trends, you have to go for the trend analysis, which we have done on our channel as well, so you can go through that. Or when we are talking about the PYQ, we have a surprise for you as well. Okay, so that is about PYQs. From here you will be understanding that what is the language of UPSC, what kind of question UPSC is asking again and again, what kind of section or of the syllabus which has been asked by UPSC again and again. So that forms the core of your part. Okay, that is your high yielding areas of the polity. Okay, similarly that will be true for the history, that will be true for economy, that will be true for geography. Now with the PYQs you will be knowing that what are the high yielding areas. Okay, so that is there. Coming to the second part over here, that is about polity, economy, history and the geography. Now I'll be talking about the current affairs part. Okay, now subjects like ecology and environment, science and tech, or when we talk about the international organizations, etc., these form the major chunk of your current affairs, because when we talk about the environment and ecology, major part of it that will be there from the current affairs. Some of the static will also be asked over here. So when we are going for the 50 days revision over here, divide your timeline like that. When we talk about the polity will take nearly around 10 days for you to finish. Okay, because you have already read it. Now you have to focus on the specifically high yielding areas, like you can say the parliament. Okay, then you can talk about the constitution, fundamental rights, fundamental duties, DPSPs. These are some of the areas which question has been asked again and again. One question will be there from the constitutional bodies and the non-constitutional bodies, that has been in the trend. Okay, so like that you have to identify the core areas and you have to focus for 10 days on these areas. Okay, so that is the one part. Coming to the economy part, also you have to devote 10 to 12 days for economy. You can say for geography part you can devote nearly 7 to 8 days. Okay, so that will be there, because most of the part of the geography will be related to the maps and some of the concepts of the, you can say, climate, etc., that will be there. Okay, so which you have to follow. Okay, other than that the physical geography becomes important over here. Coming to the history, here you can give nearly 10 days for the history as well. Okay, there are 3 different sections of the history: ancient, medieval and the modern. So you have to go through the PYQs and see the demand of the examination, and accordingly you have to focus on these areas. Okay, so that is there. Now in the meanwhile, when you are studying polity the whole day, nearly you will be studying polity for like 4 hours a day. Okay, in the first cycle of the, you can say, reading, you will be going for the 4 to 5 hours a day. So over here you can be taking like 2 hours for the environment and the ecology part as well. Okay, so that you can do, and you have to go through the static like that. Then coming to the next part, that is basically your current affairs. Now in the current affairs, most important thing is that you have to go for the environment, science and tech, economy, and when we talk about the budget and survey, all these things are very much important. Okay, so here you will be focusing on the current affairs from the ecology and environment part. Then you have to focus on the places which are there in the news, because questions has been asked from that arena as well. Coming to the CSET part, you have to devote 2 to 3 days for the CSET as well. Okay, 2 to 3 days in the initial cycle of 50 days. Okay, coming to the current affairs, again here you will be focusing on the budget and the economic survey when we talk about the economy, because in the budget and the economic survey they are talking about all the policies of the government, they are talking about all the fiscal and the other policies which are there, they are talking about the various government schemes. When we are talking about the budget, you will be talking about the president's speech as well, wherein various schemes has been mentioned. So that will be there. So that is the focus area for your current affairs. That is your budget, economic survey, science and tech part, international organization related part, environment and ecology related part, and the places which are there in the news. So that is how your 50 days of the first iteration will look like. You have to focus on the core areas like polity, economy, history, geography, and then you have to go through the statistics of the environment and science and tech. Okay. For the current affairs, you have to focus on the budget, economic survey, and when we talk about the environment and the science and tech related preparation, you have to focus on the you can say current affairs based, or you can say you can directly target these subjects from the current affairs point of view. Okay, so that is about the 50 days reading in the first phase. Okay, coming to the next one, what will your daily schedule will look like? Okay, then after that, when we are talking about the next 15 days, we have talked about 50 days, and then you know that the next cycle is of 30 days. Same procedure, you have to go for the same things like polity, history, economy, and you have to revise everything what you have read in the last 50 days. Okay, now this will take lesser time because you have done that already. So when it is taking lesser time, or you can say nearly half of the time it will be taking, so at that point of time you have to go for the revision plus test. Okay, so that will be there. Okay, coming to the next part, after that you will be going for the next iteration, that will be of 15 days, wherein you have to go for the similar thing, that you have to revise it again. Okay, now how does your daily schedule look like? So that is the static revision. Static revision, we have already seen that we will be going for the 3 iterations. First will be your 50 days, second will be your 30 days, and third will be your 15 days. Okay, so that is your static revision, which we have covered already. Coming to the next part, current affairs. Now daily you have to devote nearly 2 or 2.5 hours or 3 hours for the current affairs, because here you will be talking about the areas like economy, you will be going through the areas like science and tech. Obviously you have to go for the polity, etc. But when we are talking about the polity related current affairs, etc., let's say governor was in news, so you have already read about the governor in the static revision, so it will not take much time, but you will have to devote much time for the science and technology, environment aspect, and the you can say economy, etc., international organizations, places in news. Okay, so all these things you have to make sure. Coming to the next one, daily PYQ practice. Daily, starting from the first phase, you have to start practicing nearly 25 to 50 PYQs every day. Okay, if you are talking about the 50 PYQs every day, okay, 50 PYQs every day you are doing, and you are doing it for 50 days. So basically you are doing 2500 questions. 2500 questions, that means that you are targeting nearly 25 years of the PYQs. Okay, I would suggest that if you are going for the 30 PYQs only, that way also you will be going for the nearly, you can say some 15 years of the PYQ. If you are going for the 10 to 15 years of the PYQ, that will be very helpful, because UPSC has a language, and if you have practiced the PYQs, that will give you an advantage in the examination. Okay, so for that, this PYQ practice will be important. Now where will you be doing it? So in the end of the day, when you are not doing anything, you are in the very tired phase, at that point of time you can just sit on the bed, take your book, just go through the 50 PYQ questions. Okay, it will take hardly, you can say 1 hour. 50 questions, it will take 1 hour, because in the exam hall only you have to go through, you can say 100 questions in 2 hours. So like that, 50 questions will be done in the 1 hour. So before going to bed, you can do this particular part. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is your test. Now test, I would suggest as many as possible. If you can give, that would be beneficial for you, because test actually gives you an idea where you lie, where your strongholds are, what are your weak points, all these things you will be seeing in the test. So as many as possible. Now you will be starting with the test. When we talk about the first phase of the preparation, this 50 days, here you will be starting for the test. That will be your sectional test. Okay, once a week you can give. Okay, so that is will be like that. And after that, when you are entering into the second phase, there you will be going for a weekly test on the Sunday or Saturday. You can decide your day, and you will be going for a weekly days. And after that, you will be increasing the iterations of that. Okay, so nearly, if you are going for the 30 to 35 tests, that would be enough. Okay, so that is something. Now coming to the test and the analysis part, most of the time people have this question that I have done the test, but I did not get the time to analyze, because it takes a lot of time. Now the problem is that it takes a lot of time, and that is necessary, okay, which you have to do. Now when we talk about the test, as I told you, that you have to go for the as many as possible. So sectional test in the initial 50 days, and then the full length test you have to go for the next 45 days. Okay, so that is something which you have to do. There is nothing else. Now coming to the analysis part. Now what is the, you can say, analysis, what this particular term means for us. Okay, So when we talk about the analysis, that does not mean that you are going for the question, you are going for the answer, you are checking that how many questions are right and wrong. That is the basic part. But the thing is, when you talk about the analysis, what you have to do is that you have to focus on learning. Okay, whatever new things you are getting out of that, you have to learn that. One thing. Second thing is that you have to focus on the iterations. Okay, how you are attempting the question. So first, let's see. When we are talking about the paper, you have to go through 3 iterations. First, you have to attempt all the questions which you know that this I know and I am very comfortable with. Okay, in this particular iteration, you will be actually marking those where you are having the confusion. Okay, confusion means that 50-50%, wherein you can take a chance. Okay, so that is something. In the second iteration, you will be going for this doubtful questions where you have this 50-50% chance. Herein you can take the risk, you can go for the elimination techniques, smart guess, all these things you can do over here. Okay, so that you are touching the point where you have to clear the cutoff. Okay, then comes the third one, that is, these are the kind of questions which are very difficult, or you can say you have no clue about that, no clue about these questions. So in this case, you do not have to touch these questions. Okay, because that will backfire, that might go for the negative marking. Okay, if you have no clue about the question, don't touch it. If you have any kind of doubt here, or you can say you have eliminated 2 options safely, then you can take a chance over there, because obviously there is a 50-50% chance out of 4 options you have eliminated the 2 ones. So directly you can focus on the last 2 and you can take a chance over there. Okay, so that is how you have to attempt. First, when you are going through, you have to mark it that this question has been attempted because I know this question. Now here I am doubtful, so you can put a simple question mark or a circle on that particular question. And if there is a question which you do not have any clue, where you will be mark a cross mark that you don't have to attempt it. Okay, I would suggest that when you are attempting the questions, so try to make sure that you finish the paper in 90 minutes. Okay, you will be getting nearly 120 minutes in the examination. Okay, 90 minutes you finish the paper, then you go for the second iteration over there. Okay, and then when we are talking about the 10 minutes over there, you have to make sure that you fill the OMR properly. No confusion or any kind of problem should not be there. Okay, coming to the analysis part, I have told you that focus is on learning and not on the marks. If your marks are less, don't worry about it. Okay, just focus on learning, because that particular thing, that analysis ultimately will help you in the examination, and ultimate goal is to score in the examination, not in these tests. Okay, so that is there. Question analysis you have to go for, the every question, and you have to see what is that which you have missed over here. Concepts and the options, you have to focus on each concept. You have to make sure that if there are one question is there and there are 4 options which are given over here. Okay, A, B, C and D. You have to go through all these options also, because that is something, this is not just option for you, this is something, an information which is there. So you have to go for the concept and the options as well. Areas of the mistakes you have to identify. How many kind of what kind of mistakes you have done in the test, whether these are factual or the conceptual. If they are conceptual, then you have to focus on the revision. Okay, if they are factual mistakes, or you can say if there is something which you have done, or you can say some human error was there, so try to eliminate them, because in the exam setting we have this tendency that you might make some errors. Okay, but you have to be very cautious, because you cannot take a risk with 2 marks in the examination. Okay, so that is something with respect to the test on the analysis part which we have discussed. Okay, now my point is that how will we help you, how can we help you over here? So when we talk about the current affairs, we have a YouTube channel, we are going for the current affairs videos over there. We are helping you in every way possible over there. So you can browse the video when you are eating, or you are having a me time. So in that place you can go through the videos, and you can make sure that your current affairs preparation is on line. When we are talking about the current affairs, you can go through the YouTube page of Drishti IAS, YouTube channel of Drishti IAS. Okay, here we have this budget, etc. We have gone for the budget and economic surveys summaries as well, so you can go through that as well. Now coming to the next part over here, that is UPSC prelims PYQ. Now I told you that PYQs is something which is giving you the idea about the language of the UPSC, and that will be very important. Every time UPSC asks a question, there is a question, and then there are 4 options which are given. That 4 options are not just options, they are telling you that we might ask you question from this particular aspect in the next exam as well. Okay, so that these are kind of clues or the hints which are there. For that, PYQ analysis becomes important, and we are coming up with a PYQ analysis series, so you can start watching that. Okay, So that is about the UPSC Prelims PYQ analysis series. You can browse the YouTube channel and you will be finding videos related to that. For that, promo is already out. Okay. Now coming to the next part. Here we have a test series. As I told you, test and the analysis is very important. So we have a test series over here. There are various packages. Okay. You can take these packages as per your convenience. Number of tests are different in every package. So you can go through that. You can directly you can say download the Drishti Learning app and go through the packages over there, or you can call on this number, that is 87501 87501. Okay. Other than that, we are having these courses, IAS Prelims for GS and CSET. We are having this course, that is online course for English medium. Okay. And there is the facility that you can watch the classes unlimited period of time, so that you can enroll in this particular course that is available on the Drishti Learning app. And NCERT course is there, because we know that NCERTs are the foundation for the examination. Other than that, we have ISGS foundation course. Okay, you can enroll in that. Again, we are having this number of classes over here. Comprehensive coverage is being done over here of the syllabus. Other than that, we have the facility that you can watch the classes unlimited period of time. So that will be helpful in the revision as well. Now this is about the place where we can help you. Other than that, we have Prelims practice series. You can buy that as well. Now, last 5 days, as I told you, that these are the most important 5 days which you have to be very calm. You have to make sure that your preparation, or you can say your preparation for the prelims is online when we are talking about the last 5 days, because this is crucial where you might be feeling anxiety as well. Okay, so here you have to keep your calm. You have to be very confident. You have worked well in the last 95 days. So you don't have to worry much about it. Everyone had 100 days. You had the same days. You have worked for it. Okay. Then coming to the next one, self-esteem high. Don't doubt yourself. You have read well and you will perform well. Okay. So that is something. Other than that, you have to follow healthy diet for the next few months. You have to make sure that you are following healthy diet, because before the exam or the week before the exam, you have to make sure that your health is fine. Okay. So that is something. Less caffeine intake. When we talk about the examination, when exam is close, we have this tendency to wake up, late in the nights and study and all these things. But I would suggest that take less caffeine and make sure that your cycle is synced with the exam cycle. Okay, when you are talking about the particular time 9:30 to 11:30, you will be there in the examination hall. So your body should be active in that particular time. So you have to train your body for that. Okay, so that is something which you can do. Revise small but high yielding areas. Small but high yielding areas. What does that mean? Small means that you can go through the maps revision. You can go through some of the listing of the environmental species which are there. Okay, you can go through the areas which has been in the news. Okay, so these small things will be giving you higher benefits. Okay, so here there are maps, there are tables, there are infographics which you can focus. Now where will you get that you have to prepare while you are preparing for it. Okay, when we are talking about the PYQ analysis series, wherein you will be getting some of the things, or you will be getting the PDF of that particular analysis which we have done. So you can go through that PDF as well. Then coming to the next one, last 6 years PYQ. In the last 5 days, what you have to do is that you have to focus on the last 6 years of the PYQs. Okay. Now why is that important? Because at that point of time, when we are talking about the last 90 days, you have gone through the test series, etc., a lot. Okay. Now in the last 6 days, your mind should work in a way UPSC asks questions. Okay, so the language should be there in your mind. So that is why you have to focus on the last 6 years of the PYQs, and do not forget the CSET part, because CSET has been lately it has been tricky. So you have to practice the CSET as well. Okay, so that is about the strategy for your 100 days. This you have to follow. Okay, and we will be here to help you. So just do that. Study well, study hard, and I'll see you in some other video. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you, and please subscribe the channel.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.